year, for 2016, I wanted to do something a little bit different, kind of mix it up a little bit, and do something a little bit more personal. So a lot of times the videos that we do are edited and put together, for clients or for our show. So I wanted to kind of scale it back a little bit, and I came up with this idea to do what we call the Cindy Chronicles. So it's kind of just documenting my life, the stuff that happens, the struggles, the celebrations. People ask me questions a lot of times, and this is kind of a way for you guys to get to know me a little bit more. So I will be doing some blogging about my life and about some fun topics. I think it'll be really cool, and I'm hoping to inspire, so I'm hoping that I'll inspire you. It's going to be real. Some of it won't be super, edited. It'll be very authentic, and hopefully you'll get to know me better. So the first topic that I'm going to do is a recap of 2015, because I thought that would be very appropriate since we're into the new year. So 2015 was an interesting year. It was a year of learning. It was a lot of work. Looking back at it, I accomplished a lot, so there was a lot of celebrations too. But it was just kind of a year of trying to figure everything out. We started out with our TV show, and people don't realize how much work it is to put together a TV show. But our 30-minute show, we had never done a TV show. We had done lots of things on the web, but we had a lot of growing pains because I had a vision of how I wanted the show to be, and I really had to push everybody to make that look that we wanted. And so financially, we financed the first 6 episodes because we were just not going to. We wanted it to be in exactly a certain way. So we just didn't realize how much work it was to put together, a 30-minute TV show, and the editing and the shooting and everything. So it was definitely a learning experience. We've gotten a lot better now with what we're doing, but we're much more prioritized and focused, and we know, okay, let's not overdo it with shooting footage and the editing and getting things turned around. But definitely a learning experience, a learning curve. But probably the most fun that we've had has been putting the TV show together, and it's opened so many doors, and so many things are happening for us. So it's a really great thing. But yeah, almost like you bite off a little more than you can chew sometimes. But so that was one thing with the TV show. So getting that up, getting it on the air, and everything, and the look that we wanted, and building our studio. I mean, that was another phenomenal thing, but something that literally a lot of people don't know, but we built everything pretty much ourselves. And I had to look again for the studio and what we wanted, and it was a matter of well, how do we put it all together? How do we make it look this way? How do we find the space? So I remember we had finally found the space, and then we only had our office in there, and the set was not built, and I just was so depressed because I was I cannot go into that office and not have our studio done. So it was almost almost a year we were in there until we had the studio built. It took us a long time to get everything in place, but it was just one of those things that you just kind of learn as you go. But the best thing about it is we never quit. We never gave up. We had a vision. We stayed true to our vision, and the show looks exactly, like we want it to look. Obviously, it can always get better, and we're going to take those things up a notch. But, from not knowing how to put a TV show together to doing it, to having it, come full circle and look the way you want it, was amazing. And to, have that studio in your mind, your set like what you want, and then see it come to fruition is amazing. So that was phenomenal. But it was really hard, I'm not going to lie. Lots of wine. I mean, I was drinking a lot of wine. I still do, but it was a little excessive. Every night I was I need wine, I need champagne. So, little tip, drink lots of wine. It definitely helps you sleep better. Lots of sleepless nights. But yeah, so that was some major things for last year. And then I think the other thing was just learning about business more, kind of getting smarter and learning about who you surround yourself with. We always have a great team, and we always bring in people to work with us, and but you surround yourself with certain people, and our team, and then people that you work with, you think they're a certain way, or even friends. For me, learning about who your real friends are, like who's there with you through thick and thin when you need to be picked up off the ground. That's something I think that you sort of learn as you get older. I got burnt a few times. I thought people were really good friends, or I thought that they were a certain way, and then I found out that they weren't, and that hurts a lot because you give so much of yourself, and then you feel like almost violated in a way. You feel like, oh my gosh, I spent so much time with this person or shared secrets with them, and then they turn out to be not who you thought they were. And that happens in business with clients, that happens with friends. And so for me, it was really about, changing up who I wanted to surround myself with. I was always so accessible, and I'm sure you can understand how that is, but I was always like very accessible, and I always wanted to support, and I still do, and I just think that sometimes you have to make sure that you have the right people in your life. So my whole thing was, not quantity, it was quality, and surrounding myself with people that were going to bring me up and that were going to make me feel good. So any of those people, whether it was a business contact or a friend, that just they just didn't make me feel good anymore, and I wasn't getting anything good out of that relationship, and it was maybe like they were taking, and I was giving. I just sort of cut them off, in a good way, just let it go. So that was a really big learning experience for me. People, making sure you surround yourself with the right people, having the right team, because your team is going to represent you and your brand. So, making sure that even though, you may be disappointed that you had to let certain people go, or you had to let relationships go, it's always going to be for the better. And I can tell you that I think that's my biggest lesson from 2015 was letting it go. You can't worry about everything. You can only really focus on your business and what you're doing and let everything else go. And I think that for me was probably the biggest lesson. Like, do your best all the time, represent your best self, but let all the other stuff go. Because in the scheme of things, in a year from now, it's not going to matter. And, you have to be happy with yourself. You have to look in the mirror and know you did the best that you could do. You surrounded yourself with, people that were supportive of you. You put yourself in a good environment. And really, that's all you can do. So that was 2015. And the other thing in 2015 that was huge for me, and I'm actually going to do a separate little post on this because it's a lot of information, but was my lab work that I got done. I think you guys know that through my posts and everything that I had to completely change my diet. I found out I was allergic to gluten, dairy, and eggs. So I spent the last 6 months revamping my diet, making a ton of changes, but I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit about that on a special blog post about my new diet. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be talking about some really fun and cool topics. So I hope that you'll join me on the Cindy Chronicles, and I'll just be sharing stuff with you, and I'd love your feedback and see what you think. Okay? Talk to you guys soon. Hope you have a great day. I'm going to go drink some wine now. Kidding.